There's my man Justin.
All right, everybody. Hi, welcome to Little Rock Central. If you are watching the stream right now, we are just a few minutes away from starting our actual broadcast. It is heavy rain in Little Rock, heavy rain at Little Rock Central, and we are doing some audio testing real quick to make sure that we are good and ready to go for the next couple of hours of Wampus Cat football. So we'll begin our broadcast in just a couple of moments. Just wanted you to know you're not missed anything. We haven't started just yet, just a few moments out. Hi, and welcome to Wampus Cat football tonight. The Cats are on the road at Little Rock Central. The Tigers playing host to your Wampus Cats. We'll talk about that game coming up. Before we go too far into this week's game, we'll talk about last week's homecoming game. Coach, it's another chapter in this come-from-behind team you've got.
I tell you, it's great to see them always, in a finish-type mode. Right there at the first, we went in at halftime. We were down, 13-7, and we didn't play bad. We just, again, hurt ourselves on some drives, missed some tackles here and there. Things that you can fix, but, we got them in here at halftime. Offense split with Coach Rainey. Defense was over here and do a good job of adjustments and really just seeing them calm down and understand because, of course, it was homecoming and had quite a few, not distractions, but things that go along with it that aren't, with the football part. But I thought they did a great job of handling the, everything that went on.
Well, and then to not only be prepared for what was going to come in the second half, but then for Northside to score. So the deficit was even more by the time we got started.
But, coming out, we talk about this all the time. The 4 minutes before the half and the 4 minutes after the half. I'd seen some statistics in coaching, that I try to preach to them all the time about these are the important parts. And, and then to go out there and again, just because of not the scheme itself, but missing tackles, missing gaps, things like that. But you could see even when they came off the sidelines defensively after that last go back out. But again, Kerry hits a big one,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, here we go, feeding off each other, offense feeding off defense, and then going back and forth, and it's like a steamroller after that.
Let's talk about Central for a little bit. It's a team that hasn't had a lot of success as far as wins and losses go, but they're always athletic, and they've got a new coach, too, that's got a lot of experience.
I tell you, just watching the film, we're in a new thing, in a new age, of course, with technology. We get every game film from the entire season in our conference. So every team has the ability to pull from the first game to this last one last Friday night.
Yeah.
And just to see those guys from the first game figure out little pieces. Well, he needs to play here. This guy, the tailback that played against Cabot the other night, it's the first time he played as much. They had Cabot down 16-6, so you can see them figuring stuff out. But again, we've talked to our kids all week about playing to a Conway standard and going out there from the word go and finishing that and just understanding those things help out tremendously.
All right, we'll kick it off in just a second. Historic Quigley Stadium decided tonight's game between Conway and Little Rock Central on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in Central Arkansas for overall hospital care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You are our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional. At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for orthopedic care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You are our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Or something. And we welcome you to Quigley Stadium on the campus of Little Rock Central High School. Jeff and Levi with you. Heavy rains as we approach kickoff. And we have the colors coming to the middle of the field, and we'll have our national anthem. Following that, we will begin our broadcast officially for you on what promises to be another interesting night of football.
Rain update. It is still raining.
Indeed. Indeed.
I love it. These games are the ones I always remember.
Our national anthem tonight. Not sure how much of that you could hear. Do we have a crowd microphone tonight, or are we the crowd microphone?
I was trying to use my mic
Okay.
as the crowd mic.
I wasn't entirely sure, but
just sticking it out there.
it is going to be a night to remember, like you mentioned a few moments ago. It's Jeff Matthews, it's Levi Gilbert, it's our entire Channel 5 crew, and good move on the part of our production guys, Ryan Tucker and Wayne Bailey and all of them that made the trip down here early. They were here by about 3 o'clock, got everything set up well before the rains came, but man, they have come, and we have got heavy, heavy rain in central Arkansas, hoping for it to let up a little bit, but it could quit raining right now, and it's going to be a slippery surface, slippery football, slippery everything tonight with because of all this rain.
We're in for the Fort Smith Southside Part 2 type game.
Yeah, that's it's becoming a tradition unlike any other. Rain on Friday nights when we're on the road. We at Jonesboro, we avoided the rain for quite a while, and then the rain hit hard at the end of the game. Against Cabot 2 weeks ago, it was fine, but Southside, it rained from the minute the teams got off the bus until they got back on the bus. And tonight's kind of starting off that same way. So we'll deal with the elements. If you're back home, you're in the right spot. You stay there, you stay warm, you stay dry. We'll stay here in the top of the stands at Quigley Stadium and bring you the broadcast tonight of Wampus Cat football against the Tigers. The Conway Wampus Cats having a great season. One loss on the year, and it's to the #1 team in the state, North Little Rock. Nothing to hang your head down there, but they're playing good football. Tonight Central, next week Catholic, everything pointing towards Bryan in week 10.
Yeah, and that's part of one of my concerns tonight. You're kind of setting me up perfectly is that don't look ahead.
Right.
Because, yeah, Bryant, they're a few games down the road. Looks like we're going to be playing them for that 2 seed. But we can't play them for that 2 seed if we don't take care of business tonight and next week. These are what people like to refer to as trap games,
right.
Classic trap games. Don't be looking ahead. Stay focused tonight. Finish the job at hand. My second concern tonight, health on the offensive line. Health overall. Looks like Malik Benton is out tonight on the defensive side of the ball. But also the offensive line, Big Robert Scott, was out last week during the game. Curious to see what his status is for tonight. And you just want to stay healthy as much as you can at this point of the season. And then my last concern tonight, which, by the way, I did downgrade back to concerns.
Your worries a week ago.
Right.
Okay.
Or would that be an upgrade?
Maybe an upgrade, right.
Now I've upgraded to just concerns again.
All right.
Last one, though, is, of course, on a night like tonight, you got to protect that ball.
Yes.
In that game against Southside, which was very similar conditions, we forced 5 fumbles, but we also fumbled the ball twice ourselves. So you got to protect the ball in these kind of elements. Expect to be running the ball all night long.
Fully expect run. We saw them against Southside. I'm going back. Unfortunately, tonight's going to be one of those nights where a lot of what we do is by memory because, well, everything that I've got is wet. Everything you've got is about to fuse itself to the table. So really no chance to look back at notes. But if I remember correctly, Giovanni threw for less than 10 yards in the game against Fort Smith Southside.
I can look that up
for
us.
Oh, if you can do that, good. Do that. You're in charge of all important facts tonight. It is Little Rock Central. This is a traditional power. You cannot tell the history of Arkansas high school football without talking about Little Rock Central. Little Rock Central Tigers, twice national champions back in the 46 season, the 57 season. It's been a while, of course, but twice national champions. 32 times they've been state champions, most recently 2003 and 2004. And in an article that came out just this week by Max Preps, they had the 50 top high school dynasties in the country. 50 top high school dynasties in the country. This program we're playing tonight came in number 6 on that Max Preps list. So
was that history, just football, or was that all
football?
Okay.
Yeah, football. The tradition is rich. They've got a new coach. Kent last year was only the 3rd new coach since 1976. And so they're turning things around. It's going to take a while to get all the way back to where they want to be, but boy, a night like tonight, they could sneak up and surprise somebody.
Yeah, so I think it was, 3-4 weeks ago we played Southside.
Yes.
Giovanni was 3 of 8 for 9 yards.
All right, so 3 of 8 for 9 yards. Maybe he'll throw for more than 9 yards tonight, but we will see. It'll be a lot of running, a lot of Kerry McLean, a lot of Giovanni Johnson, too, probably.
That was also the game that he rushed 20 times for 130 and 6 touchdowns.
And 6 touchdowns.
So
yes.
I think we'll see probably more of that.
He has already had an unbelievable season, of course, running the ball. 14 rushing touchdowns, 6 of them coming that night, 4 of them coming against Cabot 2 weeks later. Now we're 2 weeks later. The rain has picked up. I know you don't believe me. Deanna Smith, our HR department, I'm looking at you. I know you came by my office today and said, don't say it. I'm saying it. It's raining harder now than it has since we got here.
Since we've been here, this is the hardest it has rained.
We have got tents set up in the top of the stands. We have got walls, quote unquote, that are hanging on the sides here, trying to keep the water out. And you always hear about this whenever you watch games on TV. You hear the announcer say, you really can't tell how hard it's raining because our cameras aren't showing you. I promise you, that's a pretty good idea of how hard it's raining. And it is coming down. Little Rock Central and their new head coach, Kent Laster, getting things started here tonight against your Conway Wampus Cats. Cats looking to, he took a knee, got that knee down about the 11-yard line, and so the Cats will have it 1st and 10. These Wampus Cats looking to keep pace. They've lost one game, so has Bryant, or Bryant's not lost any games in the conference. Conway's lost the one in conference play.
Right, so technically Bryant and North Little Rock both still undefeated in conference play. I believe both teams are undefeated overall as well. I can't remember all of Bryant's non-conference schedule.
Bryant lost to Fayetteville by a point.
Okay, so
that's it.
But undefeated in conference play. Of course, North Little Rock and Bryant play each other in Week 9 right before we head to Bryant in Week 10.
And Bryant is hosting Cabot tonight. And these conditions, if Cabot can hold on to the ball,
right,
you might see an upset down in Saline County. We'll catch some scores as we go along tonight. All right. From a wet Quigley Field, actually Quigley Stadium, Bernie Cox Field.
Looks like we see big Robert Scott out there. I see the big tall guy.
Big number 50. Good to see him out there. And as you mentioned, Malik Benton will not play number 2. He hurt his shoulder a week ago, so he is out tonight, hopefully back in a week. But, yeah, Robert Scott is in the game at left tackle, and that's exactly where we run behind, out to the 22-yard line. That is Kerry McLean, this team's leading rusher. 790 yards. He'll go over 800 yards on the ground with that carry.
Yeah, I have an optimistic stat I'm watching tonight. You've kind of already tipped it off. Is coming into this game, Kerry only 212 yards away from 1,000. A night like tonight, you just never know. It could happen.
He'll get some more right here. Kerry McLean holding on to the football and brought down at the 27-yard line. It will be 2nd down.
The rain doesn't intimidate me. I'm sure it doesn't intimidate the Wampus Cats because it really just plays into their core offensive strength, which is, hey, let's get our bigs out there, open up some lanes, and let our backs, our quarterback and our running backs, who are very talented, let them do what they do.
McLean again. Battles out to the 32-yard line, maybe the 33. Very close to a 1st down. Hayes Denton said it's a 1st down. Hayes Denton is not wearing stripes, and so it is not quite a 1st down. Starters along the offensive line, we mentioned Robert Scott and Hayes Denton. Lance Rogers, L.J. Hansberry, and Zal Vences. Those are the 3 guys in the middle. Will McKenna and Nick Richmond, they're both in the game to the top of the screen, along with Slade Smith and Nick Tufu. Direct snap. Of course it is, because he's our quarterback. The Rhino package. Giovanni Johnson running out of it, out to the 39-yard line, move the chains. It's a Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
The other thing about a game like this is they tend to move really quickly.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, that could be a quick one. We do want to remind, this will be a fun thing to do tonight. If you're watching 5 Sports Live, Facebook, find us there. We want to see how you're watching tonight. You got the fire going?
Yeah, we want to know how comfortable you are.
How comfortable are you?
Because we're not super comfortable right now.
Did Justin get a picture of us
He
up here?
did, yeah.
Okay, good.
He did.
We'll post that in a little while on Twitter to let you see what our comfort level is. We want to see yours. 5 Sports Live on Twitter, Facebook.com. Find us there. Let us know where you are and how you're enjoying the game tonight. All right, 10-13, the clock runs. Split the wideouts, and Nick Richmond to the top and Will McKenna to the near side. Not sure what the whistle was all about. We'll start the play clock once again. Giovanni Johnson, stay on the ground. Kerry McLean crosses the 45 and brought down at the 42-yard line. Tack on some more yards for Kerry McLean. Move the chains of Conway Regional Health System 1st down. The Wampus Cats doing exactly what you'd expect them to do. On the ground. McLean. Carry on the left side behind Lance Rogers. Now behind big Robert Scott. Move the chains again. First down for the Wampus Cats. And here comes Luke Bailey.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see Luke coming in. That was almost one of my other concerns tonight. I was kind of debating was, let's see some of these other running backs get to carry the load a little bit these next two games, kind of rest Kerry McLean up a little bit and get them some experience. We might need them come playoff time.
That's Luke Bailey. Got into the end zone for the first time this season a week ago, and a nice run there. He'll be down to the 20-yard line. Move the chains again. A Conway Regional Health System first down for these Wampus Cats. And then heavy rains in Little Rock, moving the ball on the ground successfully. First and 10 for the Cats. Whistle before the play can begin, and I believe a timeout has been called, and it has, by Kent Laster, the first-year head coach for Little Rock Central. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with you. Yeah, let us know how comfortable you are. How warm, cozy. That'd be great. We'd love to see that. 5 Sports Live on Twitter. We're back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in Central Arkansas for overall hospital care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Opening drive of the game underway from Little Rock Central. Quigley Stadium. Love the history of this place. It kind of feels like we talk about every time we're here every 2 years. Imagine Wrigley Field or Fenway Park for baseball. That's what Quigley Stadium is for high school football in our state. Kerry McLean, little stutter step, gets slowed down and will make it to about the 18-yard line. The stadium actually obviously is used for Little Rock Central and has been, and some of the other area schools use it. But the Arkansas Razorbacks played in this stadium prior to War Memorial Stadium being built.
They still got that Razorback red in the stands on the steps as you come in. I love it. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time to come to Quigley. Every time I just love it.
That's Bryce Bohannon, his first action of the night. Down at the 16-yard line. Tackle made by Caleb Morton. .820, you see the clock there on your screen running. Our crew down in the trailer doing a great job. Thank you to them for getting here early and setting up tents and everything they can do to try to keep us dry tonight so we can bring you the action of what we hope is going to be a Wampus Cat victory. Into the end zone, Bryce Bohannon on the carry, and he scores. Bryce Bohannon, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, and the Cats are on top 6-0.
I love they go with speed here on 3rd down. Conway only converting 38% on the year on 3rd down, and Bryce using that speed and a little strength at the end to get in there and not only get the conversion, get the points on the board for Conway.
And he ran over a big guy, Bobby Broadway, plays tight end but also plays linebacker. 6'1", 230, a junior, and Bryce ran right over him. We'll send Will Hogue out to attempt the extra point. 30 out of 31 on the season. The only miss, the overtime extra point at Cabot. Kicking in a driving rainstorm. We made them all at Fort Smith Southside in the similar conditions, and this one is up and good. Just under 8 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Cats on top 7-0. Back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hey Wampus Cat fans, David Grimes here. I'm a big fan and a proud member of the Wampus Cat Booster Club. And now is a great time to join the Booster Club. Booster Club members get to vote to help induct the class into the new Wampus Cat Sports Hall of Fame. To find out how you can join, go to ConwayWampusCats.com and click on Inside Athletics. Believe me, there's never been a better time to join the Conway Booster Club.
Back to Quigley Stadium on the campus of Little Rock Central High School. Good to be here. 7-0 is our score. Conway on top.
I love our Wampus Cat fans, but some of them, they're rubbing it in a little bit with this. Show us how comfortable you are.
I don't want people to be hurtful.
T.M. Pickram, who is, if I remember correctly, Jabrian Earl's mother.
Okay.
Jabrin Earl, one of our running backs.
Correct.
She's in her living room with her blanket, and she got a little pregame meal going on, some tailgating. Looks like there's some shrimp.
Is she?
Maybe some chicken wings there. I think that's some queso up in the top right corner I see. So she's having a good time. Hey, we're happy to bring the action back to Conway.
Look at this. I mean, that's fun. I'm not even going to tell you that it's raining harder than it was.
It's okay. You can say it. I won't get on to you.
3 minutes ago on the game clock. Well, it's because it's truth. It is. It's raining harder, and we'll see. And we'll tell you this, though. I don't know that our cameras can show it, but I'm pretty sure we've got Little Rock Central beat 2-1.
I'd say so, yeah.
When it comes to fans in the stands.
Yeah.
All right, 1st and 10. First offensive play of the night for Little Rock Central. They've got a sophomore quarterback. He trains with Clint Sterner. They like him a lot. His name is Lawson Gunn. And Kalen Holloway is the running back, number 24, and he is a good one. 6'2", 200 yards. Ran for 119 last week against Cabot. And he's quick. He finished 3rd in the state track meet back in the spring. 100-yard dash. Or 100-meter dash, I guess it is.
100-yard dash. That would be really long.
Fast. Gunn will keep. Brought down at the 40-yard line.
Good job by these defensive linemen. Pop out a little bit there.
You got Randy Thomas and Cade White coming off the pile there. Tony Pasalacqua, Kane Aaron, Corlin McKinney.
That right side doing a great job extending the action, making Central bounce it outside and right into other defenders.
Tez Miller back there at the safety spot that Malik Benton usually has. Bad snap. The sophomore Lawson Gunn falls on it. Kane Aaron pushes him down and then pats him on the chest. And it is going to be 4th down.
To be fair, if I saw Kane Aaron coming at me with
right?
nobody chipping him or anything,
yes,
I'd probably drop the ball and walk away myself. But
it's all yours, Mr. Aaron. All right, so it's 4th down. Bryce Bohannon is back deep to receive, although Little Rock Central, they may have seen our tape from last week. Might be trying some funny business, Levi.
Oh, man, you had to bring that up, huh?
No, thank you.
We can bring that up now because we scored 28 unanswered points and won.
All right, timeout on the field, 6:10 to play in the first quarter. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
As we celebrate our 20th anniversary, all of us at Legacy Fencing want to thank you, the citizens of Conway and Faulkner County, for making us your favorite fencing company. Our goals remain unchanged: to provide fencing based on its longevity in years and not solely on the price per foot. We do one fence at a time at a competitive price. For 20 years now, Legacy Fencing has been turning first-time customers into returning customers. That's the Legacy difference.
4th down upcoming for Little Rock Central. How are you watching the game tonight? How comfortable are you? Steve Beal checks in. He says that he put a chair in his shower and he's watching the game in there. And he's got the cold water on. Yes, that's exactly what we're dealing with here.
We appreciate that.
Punt lands at the 35 and bounces straight up. And will be down about the 32-yard line as it rolls forward a little bit. Halfway through the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Conway. We're asking you to let us know how you're watching tonight. How comfortable are you watching Wampus Cat football tonight?
Debbie Wingfield sent us a picture. You've got her TV screen in the right side.
Okay.
And a nice, beautiful-looking
fire.
fire.
That's a roaring fireplace there to the left.
Garrett Fusilier, former Wampus Cats.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cats. Show Central what Conway football is made of. They're off to a good start with doing that.
They are.
Garrett,
they are.
So.
See if that continues here. 1st and 10, second offensive drive of the night for the Wampus Cats. Giovanni Johnson will hand off. Short gain. Kerry McLean. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If Kerry has some long runs, some of those breakaway runs, see if he can get close to that 210 mark.
He had over 170 yards a week ago, and that came off of 2 relatively quiet games for him. He had 4 straight 100 rushing yard performances and then 2 games where he was a little bit quieter. Good to see him bounce back last week.
Bryce Bohannon tripped up at the 40-yard line, falls forward to the 42 That'll be short of a first down, so the Cats will face third down. Once again, Conway, good to see big number 50 out there. That is Robert Scott. He was injured a week ago. And now with the Rhino package, Robert Scott actually moves to the right. He is set up all the way to the right on the other side of Hayes Denton. See if Giovanni goes that way, and he will. Good yardage for the senior quarterback. Crosses midfield. And we will move the chains. The Conway Regional Health System first down.
I think it's a good strategy. You know, see wherever big Robert Scott is.
Right.
Run
Follow
to that
50.
side.
That's
yeah,
right.
Follow 50. Cats now 2 for 2 on third down here in the first quarter.
While the teams are at midfield, I want to mention something real quickly. Of course, it's upside down to us, so turn your head and look at it. But the state logo with the LRC, that traditional Little Rock Central logo, they've kind of started to phase that out. It's kind of it's the primary logo. I shouldn't say they're phasing it out, but they are phasing in an actual tiger.
Oh.
This is something new that Kent last year when he came here as a head coach, he wanted to incorporate a tiger. And so their new logo incorporates a tiger. It's on the side of their helmets, first time. And as far as anybody knows, I mean, it's always been that LRC on the side of their helmets. And the tiger that's on their helmets and in their official logos has 9 stripes representing the Little Rock 9.
Oh, wow.
That were obviously such a part of our nation's history, not just the history of the school.
It's a good detail. I like that.
2nd and 9.
Look at the holes.
Kerry McLean over there on the left side behind Lance Rogers and Robert Scott.
That pocket just expanded right in the middle. Kerry McLean had too many choices. He didn't know where to go.
Third down. We are under 4 minutes to play, a quick moving first quarter. And I guess it's worth mentioning the rain has lightened up a little bit. I always talk about when it's raining harder, but to be fair,
equal opportunity.
Mention that it has slowed down a little bit. Still on the ground. It's been all running plays so far. Play to the whistle. There it is. And Kerry McLean's going to move the chains. Big run. See Hayes Denton pop up and point the first down signal. So move the chains for the Wampus Cats. Again, all running so far.
It's got to be, I would imagine, I never played running back, but I got to imagine, rainy night like tonight, you're just happy.
Yeah.
You're a happy person. You know, hey, I'm going to get my fair share tonight. Kerry McLean doing work there.
Giovanni Johnson will run. It looked like it was a broken play. He turned to his right. Nobody there, so he took off. Giovanni Johnson, such a talented running quarterback, gets inside the 35-yard line. It's 2nd down. Muhammad on the stop. They do have a player that I've got to mention his name when he makes a play because it's really one of the great names in high school football in the state. I'm going to mention him anyway, even if he didn't make the play. Let me see if he's there. There he is, 93. 93's name is King Ransom.
King Ransom.
How great is that? K-Y-N-G. His last name's Ransom. King Ransom.
That can't be an accident, right?
No. I mean, now we did learn, you know what? Before we say too much, if someone knows if that's a nickname, let us know. Last week we found out about Deuce Wise.
His real name was
His
Derek.
real name was Derek, and then Deuce was the nickname. So if you're at home and it's dry and comfortable where you are, go ahead and get to Googling that. That'd be great. Luke Bailey. I tell you what, we talk about this team offensively and what they're capable of. I love the development of Luke Bailey as a running back, Bryce Bohannon as a running back, Kerry McLean's your lead runner and has definitely earned that spot, and Giovanni can run. You can stay fresh with all 4 of those guys. Giovanni's obviously going to be out there all the time, but the other 3 rotating in, they're going to stay fresh. Bailey, right behind L.J. Hansberry.
You spoke too soon, Jeff.
What happened?
The rain. I can hear it again.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear it, and then
And
you
now
had
you
to
can
mention
hear
it, and now I hear it again.
Yeah. Kind of over it. don't mind telling you.
I'm going to be honest. When we sat down, I think you were over it at that point.
I was. It's just here we go again. But I'm glad to be here.
You got to have one good rain game a season, but we've had our fair share.
A minute 10 to go. Minute 10 to go in the first quarter. Another timeout called. We'll take it with the teams. 30 seconds, and we are back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
This is my home, and here's my hot water heater, located right above my living room. And here's the mess it made when it leaked. Really leaked. Kind of throws off the ambiance, don't you think? Well, I stayed calm and called the experts at All Clean Restoration. So here it is, my living room before the water damage and my living room after. Or as I like to think, my living room before All Clean, my living room after All Clean. All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
The right, I don't know if we can get our camera guys to go down to the right end of our bench, down around the 36-yard line.
He's still going.
Yeah, if you can get him, Kane Aaron,
Number 99.
breaking it down.
He likes this music.
You'll just have to trust us.
He's inspiring the cheerleaders. He was keeping it simple, just a little.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
No, it was something I think even we could do.
Very tasteful.
It was very, very tasteful dancing, yes. All right, back to action here. Cats looking to add to a 7-point lead. Good stop. Tackle was made by Darius Bennett, 5'10" junior. And it is second down. Has Central called all 3 of their timeouts or just 2?
They've called 2.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Scoreboard's saying 0 that are remaining for them, but I thought they just called the 2. McKenna and Richmond to the top of the screen. Staying on the ground. Kerry McLean runs right into a whole bunch of Tigers. Caleb Morton on the stop, also Darius Bennett.
So do you try and kick in these conditions, or do you just go for it at this point?
4th down and about 7. 4th down and 4. They hadn't moved the yard marker yet. I think you go for it here. 4th down and 4.
As good as
they're going to have,
or is it Hogue?
Will Hogue, yeah.
As good as Will Hogue has been, these conditions, it's tough.
Well, they'll get a chance to talk about it between the quarters. We're through 1 quarter of play. Conway on top, 7-0. 60-second break between quarters, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for orthopedic care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
So Coach Fimple took the time between the quarters to think about it, and he is going to kick a field goal. Will Hogue will kick. Reed Hughes will snap, and Nick McEwen got a pretty important job in this whole thing. He's got to catch it and put it down quickly for Will Hogue. And he does. The kick is going to be good.
Beautiful.
Wampus Cats on top, 10-0 now, just underway in the second quarter. We'll keep it here and mention to you a few of the folks who have chimed in. Karen Davis said, "Go Cats," watching from Conway. No fire in the fireplace, though. Karen and Mike Davis checking in. And Jill Blankenship, Lance Rogers' grandparents, watching from a dry living room. It's comfy is what she says. Play safe, guys.
Yeah, had to put that adjective in there.
The dry,
yeah. Mason Choate checking in, enjoying the game from home. Go Conway. Are we going to have a player report tonight?
We will have a Wampus Cat report from Mason Choate coming up between the 3rd and 4th quarters.
Very nice. Mike Lloyd checking in, watching you guys from Hot Springs. Go Cats, and a great start. That's Matt Lloyd's
I thought that was Matt's
father.
dad, yeah.
Still getting more from TM Pickram, of course.
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
Brian's,
You got the tailgate party.
yes, Jay Brian's mom.
Yeah.
D Nice at home on the couch. Dennis Madison, Conway High alum and previous Wampus Cat player.
Okay, nice.
Got a nice setup there. Got his feet kicked up. Looks real comfy.
Probably some real thick, warm socks. Dry. Will Hogue kicks off. Taken at the 5-yard line by the Tigers.
Oh, that's a block in the back right there.
It was a block in the back, and that will be a flag to make that official.
Look at the arm on that ref, too. He threw that from a good 10 yards away. So that's going to be coming back. I got to give some props to the snapper. I'm not sure who the snapper was on the field
For
goal.
us,
Yeah.
it's Reed Hughes.
Reed Hughes. Props to him. Great snap in these conditions.
Yes.
Then McEwen, great clean hold, got it down. And then Will Hogue pumping it through in these really awful conditions, and it was silky smooth.
All three elements have to be perfect, and they were. The snap was good, the hold was good. Will able to get his foot down solid and kick it through, and continues to have just a fantastic year. All right, the Wampus Cat defense is in a good spot here as the Tigers are backed up all the way inside their 10 at the 6-yard line. They do have a sophomore quarterback. His name's Lawson Gunn, directing traffic there. Holloway gets the carry. And he is brought down. Nice tackle. Jalen McEwen. Dwayne Smith is in the game. Haven't mentioned Dwayne yet. He's here on the near side. Linebacker creeping up a little bit. Parker Prock and Reed Hughes. Cade White coming to the near side. Tommy Grady. He's playing the corner slot that Tez Miller normally plays. Tez is covering for Malik Benton, who is out tonight injured. Second down. Good run. Holloway's going to move the chains out to the 22-yard line. Again, he is fast. He ran a 4.5 and finished third in the 100 at the state track meet and had a good first half last week. In fact, this Central team had a really good first half last week against Cabot. Over 200 yards of total offense. As Mike Malham was going for win number 300, they pulled away in the second half and won easily. But Central stood with them for quite a while.
You mentioned Tez rotating over to cover for Malik Benton. Nice that you have that kind of depth in the secondary where you can make those moves when a player is going to be out for a week.
Well, and Tommy Grady has been showing his worth all season long, all the way back to the scrimmage, and before that he has just really shown a lot, and he is getting that chance to be the next man up when Malik is out. Second down and 9. Handoff to Holloway on the far side. Wow. Flying through there. Parker Prock and Dwayne Smith were both over there. And it will be third and long.
I don't want
Watch this.
I don't want to look ahead to next week, but they came in like rockets.
Oh, I got to see what you did. That's Parker Prock. Talked to Parker a little bit on Twitter this week, and we bemoaned the fact that many a public address announcer switches his names around.
Prock Parker.
Prock Parker. Pass. Complete. Open field tackle. Tommy Grady slowed him down, and then Cade White got him out of bounds short of the first down marker, so it will be fourth down. Pass complete from Gunn to DeJuan Brewer.
It's a big stop by this defense on third down and making nice tackle out in open space. And you would think this far on their side of the field that it would be an obvious decision to punt, but
no punter on the field yet. Fourth down and 3. Holloway in motion. Get his little swing pass. Complete to Holloway. He's tripped up at the 32-yard line, but it looks like it'll be enough to move the chains. So the pass play called on fourth down, and it's successful for Little Rock Central.
Gutsy call. I think you can afford to make some gutsy calls like that when you're trying to get your second win on the year.
Absolutely.
Give your team a little spark.
Again, Kent Laster is their head coach, and only the third head coach since 1975. Bernie Cox and Scooter Register, longtime coaches here. Laster comes here from Frisco, Texas, where he's been an assistant at one of the high schools in Frisco for the last few years. Coached at the collegiate level quite a bit, including at OBU.
And Coach, what are the names again? Coach Register? Is that?
And Bernie Cox.
Yeah, so Coach Register, he was coaching at another school in Little Rock, wasn't he?
He was a Catholic.
Yeah, before he came here.
Yes. And at El Dorado also. Yeah, Coach Register is a legend, as is Bernie Cox. That's why his name is on the field here, Bernie Cox Field. 10-0, Conway has the lead. The penalty was against the Tigers, so it's 1st and 15. Option. Bad pitch, but the Tiger was able to get it.
Bernie Coxville. We talked about this a little bit in the car on the way up here. I think the only way that one of us would get a field named after us is if we won the lottery and then made a really big donation
Bought our way
to a school. Yeah.
Right. Sam Franklin, sophomore running back on the carry there. He'll get it again. Pushed out of bounds at the 39. And it will be 3rd down. Randy Thomas making the stop on the far sideline. 3rd down and 3 with 3 wideouts. Check that, 4 wideouts. Franklin on the carry.
Oh.
And he is dropped. Parker Prock makes the tackle back at the 35.
Now I've got it stuck in my head, Jeff. You jinxed me. I wanted to say Prock Parker. Gonna have to really focus now.
Yeah, I know.
Now that that's in my head.
Sorry about that.
4th down again. Looks like they're gonna go for it again. Can't be all that surprised. I mean, you're even further downfield now.
Holloway in motion. They're going to run it this time on 4th down.
I think he's short.
Yep, looked like he got to the 41, needed the 42-yard line, so it should be 1st and 10 Wampus Cats, and it is. The Wampus Cat defense coming off the field. Nice series for those guys.
You can hear the Wampus Cat faithful cheering them on as they come off the field. Now these people I'm about to mention, they're Wampus Cat faithful too. They're just maybe a little smarter, maybe warmer certainly, or maybe they just don't have direct family out here that they need to come support. But Jason Cooper checking in. Says Jasmine Cooper's mom and dad watching from Houston.
Oh, nice.
Jessica sitting here with Nathan, I don't know who that is, and family watching the game on our 70-inch TV eating chili and brownies. We had some chili.
We did have some chili.
In the pregame. It is chilly weather, I'd say officially.
Yes, it has happened. All right, 1st and 10 Cats and a lot of room for Bryce Bohannon. And a big hit, Bohannon to the 11-yard line. Bryce Bohannon making an impact on the Tiger defense. Watch this.
We've been so complimentary of his speed all season, but this is the 2nd time tonight. He has straight laid someone out and just kept going. He's got that pinball effect.
Rattled him. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
It's all that speed. It comes at you hard, even if he's a little bit smaller.
Kerry McLean gets the bad snap and then gets taken down at the 13. That's the first bad snap we've seen on offense for the Wampus Cats. L.J. Hansberry, we talked about Reed Hughes and the snap on the kick. It's worth mentioning L.J. Hansberry. Every one of these plays, it starts with him getting the ball to where Giovanni Johnson can do something with it. And before that play, they had all been great.
It's a tough job.
Yes.
I mean, right up there for me, my greatest fear
returning
is
punts.
Returning punts.
Yes.
My second greatest fear is having a snap in this kind of weather. I mean, it's hard to do consistently.
Kerry McLean will go to the left. Cut back to the middle, dives down to the 5-yard line. The Cats will face 3rd down. They've got to get to the 2 for a 1st down. We'll see if we can get our camera guys to, here maybe between plays in a little while, show you the stands, because I really do want you to see the umbrellas at some point tonight to show you the Wampus Cat faithful that did make the trip, and there are a bunch of them here at Quigley Stadium tonight. All right, 3rd and 4. Giovanni keeps, and he is going to dive forward close to the 1-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st and goal for the Wampus Cats.
It's very, very close.
No sign yet. Now they've called it. All right, 1st and goal for the Cats, the 1-yard line. At the 2.
I was just saying 22's in. It's a
I slipped. 4th running back comes in the game tonight. That is Deonta Bennett. We've seen Deonta on occasion this year. Got a chance there and couldn't get his feet under him. Easy to do. 2nd down and goal. Put the ball at the 1-yard line.
Trying to give the senior a chance to get in the end zone.
Coach Rainey talking to him on the sideline. Giovanni keeps. Into the end zone. Giovanni Johnson scores from a yard out. And the Wampus Cats extend their lead 16-0 over Little Rock Central.
Well, that's a guy who knows how to get into the end zone.
He does.
In these
He does.
situations.
15th rushing touchdown on the season for Giovanni Johnson. He's also thrown 7 touchdowns.
You just feel like at this, once you're inside the 10, you feel comfortable with number 4 back there running the ball.
Oaks extra point makes it 17-0. Conway on top of Central. Let's take 30 seconds. We'll come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
There's only one place in Arkansas to get a delicious grade A choice Chuck steak burger cooked to perfection and served with unlimited hand-cut Idaho fries. David's Burgers. Dine in or enjoy on the go with our takeout. David's Burgers is the right choice when the craving hits.
Say across the way there, that's the Little Rock Central stands. Sparse, be a word for it, but understandably so. I mean, they're having a rough year. Weather's awful. But when we come back here in a moment, I'm going to ask our camera guys to show you the umbrellas on our side. Lots of folks made the trip down to sit in the elements and watch the game. And more of you decided to stay home and stay warm and stay dry.
I mentioned Jessica earlier, Jessica Miller.
Yeah.
And she was watching with a Nathan. I didn't know who the Nathan was.
A Nathan.
I clicked on the Nathan.
Yes.
It's Nathan Turner.
Oh,
from
okay. OBU.
Yeah, at OBU. OBU having an incredible season.
Right.
This year. Thomas McNabb watching my boys all the way from Jupiter, Florida.
Nice.
Let's get it, Cats.
Good to hear from Thomas. 5 Sports Live is where you find us on Twitter. If you're watching at home and it's warm and safe, the least you can do is...
The Boudreaux are checking in. They said, watching warm and comfy, Jeff. Sorry that you were cold and wet.
Oh, that's very kind of the Boudreaux.
So at least they said they were sorry.
Fumble. Dwayne Smith got close to it. The sophomore running back, Sam Franklin, lost the ball. There's a flag on the field. We have had a great time this year and doing all these games live and continue to hear from people. And thank you if you're home tonight watching or if you're in Florida or wherever you are watching. It surely means the world to us that you take time to watch.
Take a look at some stats here in the first half. Wampus Cats outgaining Central 181 yards to 41 yards of total offense. So all of that coming on the ground for Conway, all 181. Breaks out this way, 72 for McLean, 55 for Bryce Bohannon, 28 for Johnson, and 26 for Luke Bailey.
The penalty was against the Wampus Cats, who moved the ball out to the 41-yard line. It was in 2009 that they put this turf in. And we played some games like this before the turf was in. Late in the year like this, it was rough.
It was a slosh.
It was real rough. I remember some of the early years of us doing the game starting in 01. That we'd play them every year in conference.
Well, and that was back when Conway ran the wing tee?
The wing tee, exactly.
I was thinking about that a week ago, trying to imagine what the Cabot Conway games must have been like when they were both running those type of offenses.
They were very quick. The pass from Gunn floats on him a little bit and falls incomplete. And then a flag comes in. That ball was about 5 yards short of the intended receiver.
And if anything, I would have, if a flag was going to be thrown, I would have expected it to come from the backfield judge.
They are going to call Conway for pass interference. So move the chains. Another first down for Little Rock Central. .449 to play in the game. Or excuse me, the first half. Not the game, the first half. That's Franklin. He's got some speed. Out of bounds, the 32. Parker Prock, Darius Washington both in on the stop.
He can move laterally very quickly.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. First and 10. Gunn. That's Franklin again. It's same run to the right side. Pushed out of bounds. Riley White making the stop. 4.5 to play. Cats are on top 17-0. Really hard to believe we're at this point of the season. Only 2 more regular season games after tonight.
I was thinking that today as well. I mean, already here in week 8, it seems impossible that we've already gotten here.
Randy Thomas on the stop on Franklin. So next week at home, it's senior night. We'll be on the air at 6:30 for senior night festivities. They'll have the game against Little Rock Catholic. And then the final week of the season, which has always been week 10, now it's week 11. Since we have the bye week early on.
It's still
Are they still calling
titled
it
week 10, yeah, because it's week 0.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's the 11th game or 11th week, but
which
it is
makes
week
it
10.
even more confusing.
Doing us no favors by starting the count at 0. Are you 0 years
I think
old?
whoever came up with that must be a programmer at heart.
Oh, okay. The zeros and the ones and
yeah.
the whatnot. So it is going to be week 10 against Bryant, at Bryant, the site of our very first live broadcast 4 years ago.
4 years ago, wow.
We were finishing up a perfect regular season that night. Now 2 years later, or 4 years later rather, doing all the games live, home and away, and was stopped by a dad earlier this week who let me know that they really appreciated us doing all the games, including the home games, because where they are in life right now, they've got little kids. And it's just hard. It's hard to get there to the games. It's hard to wrangle the little kids. And for all those reasons, he loves that we're doing the home games because he gets a chance to see them. And the kids sit and watch as long as they can, and then they get up and do their thing. But they love that they've been able to watch this team. And it's been a fun team to watch so far this year. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Cats are on top 17-0 with Little Rock Central driving. First and goal, Tigers inside the 10. Lawson Gunn, their quarterback. The pitch. Right to the 9-yard line.
See what this defense is made of. One thing they haven't done yet this year is pitch a shutout. You know they would love to do that here tonight.
Keelan Holloway on the carry. He's second and goal. Under 2.5 to play. First half action, second and goal for Central. Franklin to the 5. It will be third and goal. Actually, call it the 6-yard line. Tez Miller, last off the pile, came up from his safety position to make that stop. Ball at the 6-yard line, third and goal. We move under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Gunn with Franklin behind him. They'll give it to Franklin. He kicks it out to the right. No gain. This Wampus Cat defense is standing up, Levi. Corlin McKinney. Parker Prock. And it's 4th and goal.
You expect the Tigers will go for it this close. They've already gone for it twice tonight on 4th down.
All right, here we go. Cats up 17, trying to keep that shutout. Spread everybody out. Pass. Intercepted. Flag comes in. Tez Miller got the pick. Let's see what the flag is all about. The officials talk it over. And they'll look across the way to the home press box, make the call. It's against the Tigers. And the Wampus Cats get the interception, and the shutout is intact.
I like it.
Tez Miller.
Is that his first interception on the year?
Let me see if I can wipe everything off of my sheet to tell you that.
I have to pull that up.
Tez Miller, that is his first interception on the year.
And he just sniffed it out, came in. Perfect timing, didn't get there too early, didn't initiate contact right until the ball was there. He just took that away.
So 1:03 to play in the first half, and the Cats have got 99 yards of wet turf in front of them.
That was kind of reminiscent of Patriots and Seahawks a little bit.
Right up the middle out to the 10-yard line, Bryce Bohannon.
Conway has all 3 timeouts. You think they'll try and do anything here?
They might. Might as well use them. Can't take them with you. Flag, or a whistle anyway. I believe it is a flag. There were no timeouts called. Conway coaches didn't call a timeout because they're all looking at the officials putting their arms out like, what'd you stop us for? We were trying to play fast.
Call that the old inadvertent whistle.
Maybe, yeah. The official's looking down the sideline. And one official is going to give an explanation to the Little Rock Central coaches, but no one running over to the Conway side to explain.
They're still talking it over
Yeah,
over
they're
there.
still just outside of our camera there. Still talking it over, and they're not going to snap the ball till the official's in place. He's standing at the 25-yard line talking to the Central coaches.
I don't recall actually seeing a flag.
Now I think they're trying to set something on the clock now. Looks like they were looking up to the scoreboard or to the press box.
Give the Cats.
Yeah, they're putting 43 seconds on the clock, so that's what it was.
All right.
All right, well, I'm fine with them doing all that. Another run. They've been all runs so far. No passing plays, right? Am I forgetting one?
Not a one.
Okay. On the ground, and Coach Fimple seems fine with taking those 3 timeouts and going to the locker room. Coming up at halftime, we will give you all a chance to ring out, "I'm sorry, that's what we're going to do." You're all dry. So we are going to take a break. We'll make sure everything is all right, and then we will gather here in just a little while to have the second half. Once we do come back from our break, our drying break, we will check halftime scores and the first half stats.
This will make you feel a little bit better.
I wanna
Kimberly
hear it.
Rapp, as someone that loves to watch football but doesn't like the rain, I'm so thankful you guys are braving the weather so I can watch from home.
There you go.
Wampus Cats to go, 6 legs.
Servant Hearts, that's us. And that's going to be the final play. Kerry McLean, we'll have to check and see what his numbers are through the first half and see if he's going to have a chance to get that 1,000-yard rushing mark in the second half. All right, it is 17-0. The Wampus Cats have the lead. It is halftime. Time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Kendrick with Conway Regional Health System. Conway Regional has been an important part of this community since 1938. providing excellent care with skill and compassion. But we're not just a hospital. Let me tell you about some of our fantastic facilities and services. Located off of College Avenue, just a few blocks down from the medical center, Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is equipped to handle a wide variety of problems for patients of all ages. If you need urgent care and it's after work or on the weekend, the Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is open 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Conway Regional After Hours Clinic, your best option for after-hours care. Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home. With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
And we welcome you back to Little Rock Central, the home of the Tigers, playing host to your Wampus Cats tonight. We've had a chance to, we're not any more dry than we were. It's just wet. It's just going to be wet. Thank you so much. We're going to get to some of your comments in just a moment. Lots of Facebook chatter, lots of Twitter chatter. We'll get to that in just a second. But while we have a chance here at halftime, we want to go over some of the stats. First of all, it's 17-0 if you're just joining us. Halftime from Little Rock Central. Conway on top, 17-0. You've got to look at some of the first half stats.
Yeah, offensively, Conway outgaining the Tigers 194 yards to 81 yards for Central. Of course, all 194 for Conway coming on the ground. Conway 5 of 8 on third down tonight. That's been a good stat above their season average. Kerry McLean leading the way, rushing with 76 yards on 14 carries. Bryce Bohannon in second with 8 carries for 64 yards. And Giovanni Johnson 5 for 28 and 1 touchdown. Luke Bailey 4 carries for 26 yards. Also Bryce Bohannon with the touchdown as well. He had the opening score for Conway. And Will Hogue, 1 of 1 on field goals. He had a 33-yard field goal over on the right side of the field, our right, from your viewing angle. Still impressed with that kick. Just everything, the whole sequence, the snap, the hold, the kick, it was all perfect. Looked like he was kicking in completely dry conditions. But, it's just been all ground game tonight. And Tez Miller, with the pick. With the interception on defense. Defense has been playing great, still pitching a shutout.
So it's 17-0 here. The Wampus Cats have the lead. Let's check some other scores from around the state in the 7A. In the 7A Central, Bryant is leading Cabot at halftime, 13-0. That game being played at Saline County. So 13-0 there. Another shutout. There's actually 3 shutouts being pitched tonight. North Little Rock is shutting out Fort Smith Northside 14-0. That game is over in Fort Smith. No score reported between Little Rock Catholic and Fort Smith Southside. In the West, there's a shutout. Bentonville West is leading Rogers Heritage 28-0. Another shutout. Springdale Harbor leading Van Buren 31-0. And then the other games, everybody scored. Bentonville is leading Rogers 21-7. And the biggest game of the night, bit of a surprise, Fayetteville leading Springdale right now 20-7. Fayetteville on top of Springdale 20-7. The Springdale Bulldogs having their best year in a long time. And running into Fayetteville tonight, those two schools and communities don't care for one another. And tonight, though, Fayetteville has the lead. We've been asking you all night to chime in on Facebook and on Twitter, and we're hearing from lots and lots of you. Thank you so much. Carol, hey, Cats. Hey, guys, go Cats. Not hey, Cats, go guys. Hey, guys, go Cats from Fort Morgan, Alabama. Carol, thank you for checking in. Biscuits folks are watching. They're watching tonight along with a grumpy old man. Looks like it's a dog. There with Angie Robertson. Biscuits folks. Jerry Rye checked in. He said it's dry there. Great. Thank you for that. Deanna Smith. Wowza, looks like it's really, really raining.
Oh.
It is. Hashtag staying dry. Hashtag enjoying CHS. Hashtag really raining. Indeed. Beverly Graham, go Cats, watching from our living room in the dry. Sandra Thomas, watching by the fire with Braylon Smith. Stay dry, and thanks for all you do. Glad to do it. Braylon, get well soon. Looking forward to seeing you back on the stripes as soon as possible.
Yeah, nothing crushed me more when I saw.
Oh, man, that was
first the score crushed me.
Yeah.
Seeing the score of that game and then realizing later that Braylon was knocked out of that game.
Kim Shepard-Scott, indoors where it's dry is where we're watching with my daddy, who is Mr. Shepard, a retired CJHS science teacher. Ryan Ropp, Jeff and Levi doing a great job. We appreciate you guys braving the weather. Shout out from the whole Ropp family. It's pronounced like Ralp. Oh, like Ralp. R-A-L-P. Ralp. All right,
okay.
We got that.
I keep saying
And then Gene Odom reminds me of when we played at Greenwood in 2014. Rain, go away. The difference is we kicked off before 11 o'clock. That's the one big difference is that night. That took forever to get started. What about on Twitter? Lots of folks on Facebook. That's fun.
Yeah, on Twitter, nothing too new to report. I will say, though, that if you're not following us on Twitter or Facebook, you need to do that because we post some great art every week from the games, the quarter updates. And TM Pickram was replying to our halftime picture, which, of course, was of fans because Justin couldn't really get out there with his big, nice camera. So he took a picture of the fans and TM Pickram saying, our fans are the best. 3 blue hearts for Wampus Cats.
Absolutely. 3 blue hearts at the very least. It is 17-0, and we're grateful for you watching tonight. We have got Our broadcast is a little different than normal. If you've grown accustomed to watching this year, you've seen our sideline camera. Well, because of the conditions, that is safely tucked away, so that's not happening. Everything else we're trying to do like normal, but definitely a challenge tonight. We're glad to be here to do this game for you. Hopefully the Cats can finish things out. They've proven they can come from behind and win. Done that all year, it seems like. So now tonight, playing with the lead, let's see how they handle start of the third quarter.
You know, the funniest thing I heard after the Northside game a week ago was in the elevator coming down, one of the patrons in the elevator, I think he works maybe with the PA crew.
Okay.
He said, yeah, these boys, they just don't even start paying attention until they're 14 down. And then I chimed in and said, in the second half.
Right, yeah, that's the truth.
That game still blows my mind. I mean, they were 14 down in the second half, which isn't new for them this year. But then they scored 28 unanswered points, and then the game was just gone after that. It was crazy.
Up 17-0 here tonight in the second half. Little Rock Central picked up a first down there. 1st and 10. Parker Prock made the tackle. That's Franklin. Corlin McKinney doing Corlin McKinney things.
People don't get away from Corlin McKinney.
No, you shouldn't even try.
Saw that you posted a video this week
wasn't that a great
on your
shot?
social. Yeah, of him getting a big hit. Of course, he had the whole pro wrestling audition.
Yes.
In last week's game as well. He did the little suplex action.
Yeah, some of our sideline footage caught a great tackle. Parker Prock slowed the runner down, and then Corlin came in and had a big hit. And I watched it back a number of times. Had his head up. It was legal, exactly what you want to see and what you teach, and it was great. I talked about Corlin in that tweet, and Parker Prock said, "Who's that number 45?" I was like, "Well, that's that guy that nobody gets his name right."
Prock Parker.
Prock Parker. So I love, we started doing these games. None of the social media was even, I know we sound old, but I've earned it. But now it's so great to get to connect with these kids.
Yeah.
You get to know them a little bit and interact with them, and it's definitely a fun part of what we get to do. Lawson Gunn on the carry. He'll get out to the 43-yard line.
Going to be another 4th and about 5 yards. We saw the Tigers go for it 3 times on 4th down in the first half. They converted one of those times, actually 1 of 4.
Facing 4th down here again. 9:49 to go, just a couple of minutes into the third quarter.
It might be punting now. I don't know. He stepped back a few.
It is a little quick punt. Stay away from it. It's going to roll out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and that's where the Cats will have it 1st and 10. So Conway has the ball. They have the lead. Another half of football here, and then we'll head home and dry everything out and get ready for next Friday night, senior night. Again, we're on the air live a little early. 6:30 is when we'll be on the air live with senior night festivities. Praying for a clear night so badly. We need especially with a big night like senior night, you want it to be clear.
So Kerry McLean came into the game. He's not out there on this snap, so I'll save my note for the next time he's out there. But
it was 194 yards of rushing in the first half. See what the Cats do here on their first play of the third quarter. It'll be a run. It's Bryce Bohannon. Bohannon picks up 4 to the 49-yard line.
Bohannon looked like he was about to be caught in the backfield, but he always looks like he's about to be caught. Doesn't really materialize.
Shane Smith comes off the field, and Nick Tufu is on. Nick will set up as the H-back here to the near side. Actually put him more as a 2 tight end set. Slade Smith to the top. On the ground. Bohannon trying to break away and cannot. Nice defensive play made by Yusuf Muhammad. And the Cats.
So here comes Kerry McLean. Now coming into the game, 212 yards shy of 1,000, which, that's a lot on any given night. He hasn't gone over 200, I don't think, yet on the season. But a game like tonight, you're going to be running it a lot. He got 76 in the first half, so he needs 136 here in the second.
Okay.
So that might be asking a little bit much, but we'll see what he can do.
He can get 50 right here. It's 3rd down. It'll be Giovanni Johnson on 3rd down. Forward progress, they'll put him at the 45, maybe the 45.5-yard line. And so now 4th down and less than a yard.
46-yard line.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but it just helps you off your screen. The sideline down operator has still got it as second down, and it is fourth down, 4th and a yard. Now they're going to get it right. All right, 4th and a yard. Nick Richmond and Will McKenna to the top. They have not been looked at tonight. Fumble on the play. Giovanni covers it up and dives forward. They're going to put his knees at the 46. Players from both sides have different opinions. Timeout will be called, and they'll bring the chains out. No, they will not. My apologies.
I was going to say it was well, obviously the ball was, I don't know if it was
on the ground.
Poor snap or what happened, but I'm going to say that Central recovered.
So something with the elements. So that's what it was, a fumble recovery. All right, so Central has it 1st and 10. Franklin in the game at running back. Sam Franklin, sophomore, got into the end zone a week ago against Cabot.
Franklin had 41 yards in the first half.
Went over 100 in that game last week against Cabot. Kane Aaron, Jalen McEwen coming off the pile, making the stop.
We mentioned Cabot coming back a week ago. We didn't really mention the history of that.
Yeah, 300th win for Coach Mike Malham. He got it. Only the second coach in Arkansas State high school football history to win over 300 games.
You said the first place one was like at 360.
He's at 367, yeah. Coach McClellan, legendary coach at Barton. Now, earlier than that, Rick Jones over at Greenwood also won his 300th game, but he won quite a few, 100-plus games as a head coach in Oklahoma.
Ah.
And so that's the difference.
And as we all know, Oklahoma wins don't count for
Is that
anything.
right?
Isn't that right? No,
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Still, that's impressive, too.
I think it is.
300
Yeah,
combined
I don't know.
wins. That's
It's 300 more than I have. Our 201st broadcast, by the way, tonight.
football, yeah.
Football broadcast, right.
Have you tried doing the math on basketball?
No, I haven't.
And when you do the math, do you count each guys and girls game?
I count them separate, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I count those as separate games. And so, I mean, we do about 30 games a year. And this is our 18th season. So however many, you do your math over there. Mr. Math. Ask your little smart device. Or we could Google it. Have somebody do that for us.
You said 18.
18 years, about 30 games a year.
So
540.
we're over 540 total broadcasts.
Yeah. Tired. You know the thing about basketball? It's dry.
Yeah. It's also not that far away.
No, it is right around the corner. Practices have started. Ball's at the 42-yard line. No gain for the Tigers. Three wideouts, two near, one far. Nelson Holloway in motion. Gunn will keep. Reed Hughes had him up top, brought him down at the 36-yard line.
Reed Hughes, stat on him coming into tonight's game, he was the leading tackler for the Wampus Cats. Got to get back to my notes here. I accidentally created a brand new note out of nowhere. With 80 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, and that was with him not even playing almost a whole game. And he leads, I think the next closest tackler is 15 tackles away.
Move the chains again. Franklin, nowhere to go. Good defensive pursuit there. Parker Prock, Tony Pasalacqua, Dwayne Smith.
Parker Prock trying to show Corlin McKinney that he's got some wrestling moves as well.
Got some. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cats are on top 17-0. Senior night next week. Catholic comes to town. And Sammy Johnson is still there.
Yep, because when he had his big debut, he was just a sophomore.
Yes. He is an outstanding running back, and we'll see him on the field next week. Lawson Gunn. Pass is complete.
Oh, man.
They'll say incomplete. It looked like he had it and made a move and then dropped it.
That was about to be 6 the
yes,
other
it
way.
was.
I'm going to lean on your inclination there, Jeff. I think he had possession, made a move, and
I did too. Yeah, I think we maybe missed out on a chance there to add 7 to the board.
great job by the defense, though, picking up that coverage. We saw that play, a very similar play in the first half, and they didn't pick it up fast enough, and Tigers converted.
Gunn to the near side, puts the brakes on, and then gets leveled. Tommy Grady. He's to the 27-yard line, and it's 4th down.
Defense, we've been talking about the running backs and the linemen enjoying a rainy night. I think the defense enjoys it too because it slows everyone down a little bit.
Right.
It makes it a little bit more even playing field for speed. They can line up the hits a little better.
4th and 8, and they're going to go for it. Holloway in motion. Lawson Gunn, their sophomore quarterback. Rolls left and throws. Complete. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That'll be short of a first down. Tez Miller, Tommy Grady, Parker Prock all over there. Cats will have it 1st and 10.
Still pitching that shutout. Kevin Riddle checking in. Great job, guys. Go Cats, watching at home with the family. Another
Thank you, Kevin.
shot of a warm fire.
It's a good fire night and a good chilly night.
Nothing has made me want to call the chimney sweepers more than seeing these fires tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
You got a fireplace at your house?
I do. We've never prepped it for an actual fire.
I don't have one. Run up the middle. Oh, good yardage. Good yardage. Big yardage for Kerry McLean. Add it to his total. He crosses midfield to the 47. 1st and 10 Cats. It's a Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
Kerry McLean said, I heard you guys say I needed a 136.
Doing his best.
I'm coming for it.
Picked up 30-plus there.
Great job cradling the ball both hands and just keeps pumping those feet, breaks away.
McLean again. So we're down to the final 3.5 minutes of the third quarter. The Wampus Cats not only have no passing yards, they have no passing attempts.
No, not at all.
Everything has been on the ground.
I predicted coming in that this was going to be another Southside affair, and
it
wasn't even that because we threw the ball 8 times at Southside.
Yep.
Just decided, nah, we're good tonight.
Luke Bailey's turn. Man, Luke Bailey runs hard. Passes the 35-yard line, move the chains again for the Cats. 1st and 10.
And the fact that they haven't passed it, it's just the ultimate compliment to this offensive line.
Yes.
All the way across. So much confidence in them that they'll be able to get the job done every down, open up those lanes, confidence in your running backs that they're going to go the extra mile and pick up yards after contact.
Bailey again. You can see the pile moving forward. Bailey off the field. Bryce Bohannon on. I guess for Nick Richmond and Will McKenna, they're just getting some route running practice. Bryce. Bohannon to the 20-yard line. Once again, enough to move the chains. A Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
You know, Nick and Will, they've been good blockers too out on the edge. You don't have as many rushing yards as this team has put up, which, by the way, I had a stat on that tonight coming in too. They were 279 yards away from 2,000 rushing yards as a team.
Wow.
Coming in, so I have to get another update from stats here here in a little bit. But I've got to say, if we haven't hit that yet, we got to be really close at this point.
Had 194 in the first half.
Next few minutes, if we score here or if we run out the quarter, I'll get some updated stats soon.
And the reason that that's not readily available is because stats is in the relative dryness of the press box that was built when everybody worked on typewriters and notepads. And so there's not a lot of room over there for our traveling circus, but there is room for stats.
Well, he was conflicted about it.
He was.
To be fair, I don't know if he was just pretending to be conflicted or if he was actually conflicted.
Actual conflict. Another good run. Kerry McLean down to the 5. Coming up on a minute to play in the third quarter. Cats looking to extend their lead. No score in the third quarter so far. Luke Bailey. Oh, look at that. Luke Bailey to the goal line. He just leaped over the pile there. And it's going to be just inside the 1. More on the stop.
Luke was looking for his second rushing touchdown on the year right there, going the extra hop and a skip. Let's see if he can finish it off here.
Bohannon and Johnson with the rushing touchdowns tonight. Bailey. And backwards for a yard or two. Alvarez on the stop. Second and goal. Ball at the 1 yard line. Less than 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. We'll have Mason Choate's report. Mason he records his reports on Thursdays. He does them the day before we air them. And so you will see him at the Buzz Bowling Arena talking about volleyball, and we will have that coming up in just a few moments, but not before. Luke Bailey into the end zone, second time this year. Conway on top 23-0. Sprinted out tonight. Bryce Bohannon, Giovanni Johnson, Luke Bailey, all getting in the end zone.
I'm happy they let Luke finish off that drive.
Yeah, me too.
Because he was working hard to get his second touchdown of the year.
So 3 quarters in, and the Cats have yet to throw a pass and lead after Will Hoag's extra point, 24-0. We will take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for women's health. Plus, we're the only hospital in Conway using state-of-the-art 3D mammography. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Will Hoag set to kick off. Cats are up 24-0, finally getting on the board here in the third quarter.
Yep, so they needed 257 yards to get to 2,000 rushing yards on the season as a team, collectively.
Okay.
Wampus Cats now at 282 yards rushing on the night, 47 carries. So they've now rushed for more than 2,000 yards as a team. I'll have to update my stats next week and take a look again. A few weeks ago I had that little stat comparison of, would you believe it if I told you that the 2018 Wampus Cats actually had more rushing yards than the 2017 Wampus Cats? I don't know how that shakes out at this point in the season. I'll have to do that again, do that update again next week. But it's just been a different way. Like you said, they've really spread it around. Kerry McLean is almost over 1,000 yards rushing on the year, but he just hasn't had to do it by himself. They've had the sophomore Bryce Bohannon and Luke Bailey in there as well, and then of course the great rushing effort from Giovanni Johnson this year. They've done it a little differently than they did a year ago.
Sam Franklin returns Will Hoag's kick out to the 29-yard line, and that's where Central will have it when we begin the fourth quarter. 24-0. The Wampus Cats have the lead. Time now for the Wampus Cat Report with Mason Choate.
Thanks, Jeff. We're here in Buzz Bowling Arena for Dig Pink Night, where the volleyball team is taking on Jonesboro. Earlier in the week, they beat Bryant in 3 sets, thanks to Madison Bates and Jessica Gunnels. The cross-country team hosted the Conway Invitational on Saturday, where the boys placed second and the girls team placed fifth. Cade Swindle came in 9th place in the boys division, and Kate Frieldenhoven placed 3rd in the girls division, along with Sarah Holman, who placed 9th in the girls division. The band wrapped up their competition season on Tuesday after winning Best Band in the Showcase of Bands and War Memorial, Best Band at the UAM Invitational in Monticello, and placing 1st Division in Russellville on Tuesday. For Conway Athletics and Channel 5, I'm Mason Choate.
Thank you, Mason. Good job, as always, on the Wampus Cat Report. As Mason mentioned, he was at the Dig Pink game last night as the Lady Cats volleyball team hosted Jonesboro. Jonesboro got the better of the Lady Cats last night, 3-1, with Jonesboro getting the victory last night. The state tournament coming up for the Lady Cat volleyball team. They've had a fantastic year and getting ready to see what they can do in the state tournament. As we begin the fourth quarter, 24-0, Conway on top.
And as you mentioned, basketball just around the corner.
Yes.
Next week, our final home game. Of course, we've been doing live interviews with coaches from the other fall sports during the home games at halftime. So I'll be talking with both basketball coaches, Coach Hutchcraft and Coach Longing next week. I'm excited to do that. It's been a while since I've talked to those two.
They both have a lot coming back, and it should be a fun time. I know these Lady Cats, too. There is some talent coming up. There's some 9th graders, 8th graders, 7th graders, y'all. They may be as good as we have ever had in this program, and that is saying a lot. But the future is very, very bright for the Lady Cats. Wampus Cats, too. There's some guys that are going to play some college basketball that you'll see on the court this year. So, yeah, it's been a fun football season, but basketball right around the corner, and we look forward to having those games for you as well. Conference games, all the conference home games coming up, and then the state tournament in early March.
Cortland McKinney making them choose quickly on that option. Whew. He's so fast. I mean, you see him, and you think
he's an unbelievable athlete. I think that's what people don't realize, how big he is, but he is a fantastic athlete. Second down. Cats up 24-0. They have done it all on the ground tonight. Bad snap. Lawson Gunn is touched there by Dwayne Smith. He'll get credit for the tackle. Recovered by Lawson back to the 36-yard line. I love coming to these other places that we get to come and watch games, and I do public address for UCA, and so I pay attention.
You're always at home,
yeah, all those home games. So these road games, I get to listen to the other public address announcers, and I love their public address guy here at Little Rock Central. He just refers to their quarterback by his first name. He's like, Lawson covered the fumble. And I love how comfortable they feel. I don't think I could do that at home. I don't think I could say Braylon covered the fumble. A little different level of
full name.
Well,
or do you just go
Smith,
last name?
I'll go to full name or last name. Luke Hales, former Greenwood quarterback that we saw play while he was in high school. Got the start a couple weeks back after Braylon's injury. Bears home tomorrow night. It's been such a weird year. Just the 3rd home game for the Bears on October 20th. We're finally home for the 3rd time. So if you are a football fan and want to come out and watch the Bears tomorrow night, you certainly should. It's going to be a fun night of football. Northwestern State in town to take on your Central Arkansas Bears. Again, Bryce Bohannon. Big run. Fast, hard hitting. That's kind of been the case for a lot of these Wampus Cats. 9:10 to play. Cats on top, 24-0.
Another look at the stats here. 282 yards of offense tonight for the Wampus Cats on 47 carries. No pass attempts tonight. 5 of 9 on 3rd downs. 1 field goal made. Kerry McLean over 124 yards now after that last possession on 18 carries. He keeps adding to it here.
Wow. Such a hard runner. Kerry McLean, give him 10 more.
So this is the perfect example. This is what coaches will point to as, hey, you got to play until you hear that whistle.
That's right. Scores coming in slowly to the scoreboard center tonight. We always check our friends over at Fearless Friday, and all the scores that we gave you earlier are still the same, still at halftime in all those games, even though we are 4 minutes into our fourth quarter here. Keep an eye on that Bryant Cabot game, especially. Bryant has got North Little Rock next week.
I got to say, if I was going to pick any team for Bryant to play the week before we play them, I'm glad it's North Little Rock, you know? I mean, they might rough them up a little bit and make it a little bit easier for us to come into hostile territory.
And it is always hostile there. Bryant is where we will be in 2 weeks, next time we're on the road, hoping for a dry night.
And you mentioned, you know, of course, 4 years ago, that Week 10 Bryant matchup was our first live game.
That's
that
right.
was also the last time that we beat Bryant. It's been a while. We're due.
I like this team's chances. This is a gritty bunch of Wampus Cats. Should be making all of Conway proud the way they're playing. Going to improve to 7-1 tonight. 24-0.
I've been reflecting on the season a little bit because I've been thinking back to our preseason show, and I just didn't know what to expect coming in. There were so many changes, obviously right at the top with new coach with Coach Fimple, but then just losing your 2,000-plus yard running back from the previous year. Going to have not Braylon. I always want to call him Braylon. Giovanni at quarterback after really not playing any quarterback since his sophomore year, at least not consistently.
Right.
And the defense, a lot of question marks coming in at linebacker, just new players that hadn't had as much time on the field. But man, they answered every question and then some this year.
Bohannon to the 26-yard line. Yeah, they have found ways to win. They have bought into what Coach Fimple is teaching. They play hard. They have a real strong character guys, too, and I love that about this team.
Well, you always talked about that a year ago with that team. Of course, Michael George, big name, what he was doing. But beyond that, there weren't really any, big-time college prospects. There was just a bunch of really solid character athletes that were willing to do their part and do it well.
Kerry McLean, speaking of doing things well, a great run down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. And this drive is doing exactly what they wanted to do. Run the ball, move it down the field, and run clock. All right, let's play what if. If they throw the ball, will you be disappointed?
Yeah.
Me
they're
too.
Not gonna throw the ball.
I want them to run the whole game. And they're this close. Kerry McLean runs the ball.
You want it to be like a throwback Conway Wampus Cat night.
Well, even Kenny Smith threw the ball, though.
Okay, well, how often, though?
Not
often did
I don't remember there ever being a zero-throw game, which we're that close, within 6 minutes of having that.
So they were more similar to, like, the Cabot of the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Cabot would throw it occasionally.
Yeah, they would throw the ball on occasion. I mean, it was not often. Now, I'm not saying that it was run and gun. I mean, it was just a few passes a night, but those quarterbacks from those days would throw the ball a little bit. Kerry McLean running so hard.
I have to
say,
the 10. I never caught a Kenny Smith coached Wampus Cat game.
Really?
My first year covering high school athletics in Conway was 2008, which ended up being his final season.
Yes.
So I did get to talk to him that year, in our preview.
Right.
But then when I came on board with Conway Corp was the next year, which was Coach Ashcraft's first year.
Okay. You have a VCR there at your place?
I could get my hands on one.
Some old VHS tapes of some of those Kenny Smith days I could give you. Back when we were on Channel 81. 200 some odd football broadcasts ago. It has been a fun night. Heard from folks as far away as Florida and Alabama.
Houston.
I know talking to Hayes Denton's dad, Craig earlier in the week. He said that his son Hart, that the actor that we've talked about that's in Riverdale, that he has got a chance to watch all these games from Los Angeles. So we are thankful that we've been able to share these games with not only folks back home that can't make it out because of one reason or another, but Wampus Cat fans across the country.
I was in Los Angeles this week. I should have caught up with the Riverdale alum.
Yes.
I don't know what we would have done, but
talked about his brother.
Had a cheeseburger, maybe.
Yeah, that'd have been nice. Do they have cheeseburgers in L.A.? I mean, I've never been. I figured it was more of a like fancy tofu burger and stuff.
Yeah, well, you know.
Get in. Touchdown. There's your senior getting in the end zone. You talked about it earlier. You'd hope the senior would have a chance, and he does. Deonta Bennett, 5'8", 160-pound senior running back, into the end zone, first of the year.
In the first half, when they got to the 1-yard line, they gave him a chance. He slipped, which is totally understandable in these conditions. Glad to see them give him another chance here, and on the sideline, everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah, look at that.
Everybody giving him a pat on the helmet.
That is fantastic. Bennett with the touchdown. The extra point is good by Will Hogue, and the Cats are up 31-0. 4:22 to play. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Protect your family from fire with Conway Corp Home Security. Install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors that are monitored 24/7. Stay safe at home and get alerts when you're away. Plus monitoring from your mobile device anytime. We make it easy to protect the things that matter and the ones who matter most. Safety for you, powered by us.
4:21 to play, and it's 31-0. The Wampus Cats 4:21 away from pitching that shutout that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, checking in on Twitter, David Seipert has a question for you, Jeff.
Okay.
Where did Michael George go to college?
Michael George is at the University of Central Arkansas. He, along with Zach Friedel and Chris Patterson, and I hope I'm not forgetting someone. I know the three of them all.
Didn't Luke, one of the White kids went there? Was his name Luke White? I'm blanking on his name. Cade White.
To play football?
Maybe not, but
Logan White?
Logan White, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I know the three of them for sure. And I know Braylon Smith, at least he was watching earlier, so Braylon, chime in here. But Michael George, Zach Friedel, and Chris Patterson all there as redshirts this year. And then, of course, Austin Norris, Matt Cummins, both contributing.
And this is Matt's senior
Yeah,
season.
man, he's had a good year. Been fun to watch. So lots of Conway connections. And to answer your question, yeah, Michael George is there. And, well, they're deep at running back, so we'll see how Michael gets a chance in the future. I can see him fitting in there, though, very, very well, the way Nathan Brown is running things at UCA. Run up the middle. That's Holloway. Second down and 7, picked up 3 yards. We're under 4 minutes to play in the game.
You know, this defense is going to want to keep things contained here, keep that shutout alive.
On the far side, it's Holloway.
And rain update for you.
Yeah, I was going to let you do it. I didn't even want to say anything. I did not want to say a word about it.
Rain update, it's still raining. That's my favorite update line of the year.
And it is picking up 3rd down.
My paper somehow is still held together, amazingly.
We had an intern in our marketing department, plays baseball for CBC, Baker Wilson, good kid from Harrison. And I'd looked at the forecast, so I knew this might happen, and so I sent him down the road a little bit and said, hey, can you laminate these 2 pieces of paper for me just in case? And that turned out to be at least somewhat wise, because I've been able to keep things relatively dry, or at least where I could read them on our notes tonight. All right, 4th down. Cats are 2:40 away from finishing off this shutout tonight against Little Rock Central. Good punt. Bounces out of bounds, and the Cats will have it 1st and 10, 2:25 to go. All right, I'm going to send some thoughts down to Brian Rainey, offensive coordinator for the Wampus Cats. All right, done. I told him to run the ball.
Oh, okay.
Finish it off.
No passing.
No passes. We have not thrown a pass yet.
And by golly, we don't intend to.
By golly. Nick McEwen is in the game. Low snap. And a handoff to the 40-yard line. 4 rushing touchdowns, 4 different running backs getting the touchdown, or the 4 different rushers getting the touchdown tonight. Giovanni Johnson also picking one up. Was that 29 that I saw running off the field? Jamal Bethune. That's our guy Deonta Bennett again.
22 out there again.
Picked up some good yardage.
29 back on.
Jamal Bethune, sophomore running back. All right, so far, message received. Run the ball, minute 43, 42. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. Low snap. Oh, that made me nervous. Thought he was going to throw it. McEwen to the 47. The Wampus Cats, a little over a minute to play. They are going to win this game. It's 31-0 right now. And they are going to do it without, and it's not just that there are no passing yards. There's been an attempt
No
tonight.
passing
There's been no
attempts.
passes even called.
And I'm going to say no thought of even
I hope not.
passing. No thought of even thinking about passing.
Another good run. Bethune to midfield. Nice job. Bennett Bethune rotating in the 48-yard line. It is 3rd down and 4. Play clock is at 16, so they are going to have to snap it. Play clock at 3. McEwen takes the snap, takes a knee, and we've done it. Memorable night. Wampus Cats win 31-0. They do it all on the ground tonight. The Cats improved to 7-1. Still just the 1 loss in conference play as well. That's huge.
Over 60 plays of offense tonight. Over 350 yards rushing. And that's it. No passing plays.
Easy.
All on the ground. 350. All on the ground tonight for these Wampus Cats, led by Kerry McLean with 23 carries for 152. Bryce Bohannon 14 for 87 and a touchdown. Luke Bailey 12 for 58 and a touchdown. Giovanni Johnson 8 for 35 and a touchdown. And Deonta Bennett 3 for 10 yards and a touchdown.
Will Hogue kicked a field goal and had all the extra points. That accounts for the scoring 31-0, the final score, with the Wampus Cats getting the win. Senior night next week will be live at 6:30 on Friday night. If you can't make it out to the game for whatever reason, maybe you're in Florida or Los Angeles or wherever else, or just can't make it out, we'll have the broadcast, and we look forward to doing that for you once again. All right, for our entire Channel 5 crew, and boy, they put in some work today and tonight, and still got a lot of work ahead of them. Thank you all very, very much to all the work that they have done, and thank you for watching and putting up with us tonight, which is kind of a little different night, a little different broadcast, but we hope you enjoyed the Cats with the win, 31-0. For Levi, I'm Jeff. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Conway Corp Channel 5.